They're saying money is everything. I want a good car. I want a Ferrari. I want a luxury house. I want money. And suddenly they get to that.
Money is power.
Yeah. They believe that money is power. And suddenly they become billionaires and they are not happy. They're in a luxury house and they're crying. They have Ferrari and they're sitting in that Ferrari and they're crying. I watched an interview of a lady. She said, a person asked her that you like to be with your husband happily on street or to cry in a Ferrari. She said, I will choose to cry in a Ferrari. Like you should search that in America, the people which are in industry of music and in industry of movies, most of them are depressed. Many of them are killed themselves. And many of them are suicidal thinkers. Why? They have money, they have popularity, most of people know them, yet they are unhappy. Why?
What's the problem?
The problem is that their soul are controlled by evil. Sometimes you define freedom as a slavery to Satan, and that's not a freedom.
Hi, I'm Dr. Saraj. Welcome to Question Everything program.
Welcome, Dr. Shekib.
Thank you, buddy. Thanks.
Do you believe in freedom?
That's a tough question. If I say I don't believe in freedom, that will be a title in news tomorrow that Shekib said he don't believe in freedom. Actually, we have different types of freedom. Like somebody says we have freedom of speech. Most of others believe that we have democracy, and democracy mean being free. But I don't believe on freedom. I believe that humans are in a limitation. Right now that we are talking and having this interview, I cannot take out my clothes because we are saying this is a family show and we should put some clothes. Also, we have rules in countries. For example, if you're living in America, you should follow the rules of country. You cannot crash the car. You cannot kill an innocent person. So these are the rules. And that's why I'm saying that we should follow the rules. And when we are following the rules, we are not free at all. But in general, if we are talking, you are limited by two energies. One is good and one is bad. If you want to be limited by God's energy, that's true energy, that's white energy. So you should follow the God's commandments. And if you're not following the God's commandments, then you should follow the dark energy, which is evil. And these are the people that are talking in different interviews that if you want to have money and if you want to become famous, so you should do certain things. They're saying by their own mouth. So you don't have actually a freedom. Sometimes you define freedom as a slavery to Satan, and that's not a freedom. So then you're saying the people that are people of God and they're following the rules of God, even they are not free, because God will tell you what to do and what to not. For example, as a Muslim, we are not free. Like as a Muslim, I should pray 5 times. So I'm not free to do it or not. If I am not doing it, then I will be punished for that. So also you see atheists that are saying we don't believe on God and we don't believe on evil, but yet they are saying we are believing on science and there are rules in science that they should follow. So they cannot, if there is no life after this life, then why they are not killing people? Why they are not raping people? Why they are not robbing the banks? Because they understand that there is rules and they are naming or they are labeling that rules as a humanity. So there is no freedom and you should follow certain rules in certain areas. For example, if you're living with your family, you should follow the rules of your father. If you're working in an office, you should follow the rules and policy of that office. If you are in a society, you should follow the rules of that society. For example, if I'm in America or Canada, I should follow the rules of Canadians or Americans rather than rules of Afghans or in Afghanistan. So I don't believe exactly on freedom.
That was a good information. Thank you very much, Dr. Shekib.
Welcome.
I want to ask to another questions. What are the highest types of control?
That's actually a good question. So first of all, we said that humans are not free. And once we understand that there is no freedom, we should understand that there is always a limitation, which, as you called, control. So you should understand that what are the most important controls in the world. For example, let me tell you an example. We have family control. If you're in a family, your dad is in charge and he controls you. Your mom is in charge and she controls you. If you're in school, your teacher controls you. Your manager in office controls you. And there are humans that love to be controlled, and there are humans that want to control other humans. But you should remember that 4 things are very important that you should know. That are they controlled by good hands or bad hands? First of all, it is spiritual control. It's spiritual control is something about your soul. Like you see people that are working for materialism. They're saying money is everything. I want a good car. I want a Ferrari. I want a luxury house. I want money. And suddenly they get to that.
Money is power.
Yeah. They believe that money is power. And suddenly they become billionaires and they are not happy. They're in a luxury house and they're crying. They have Ferrari and they're sitting in that Ferrari and they're crying. I watched an interview of a lady. She said, a person asked her that you like to be with your husband happily on street or to cry in a Ferrari. She said, I will choose to cry in a Ferrari. Look, people don't understand the happiness. If you're unhappy in Ferrari, what that Ferrari will give you. So there is big propaganda of materialism in this world. Even in Pashtuns, even with Afghans, there are people like Shahid Hanwar that is hardly working to tell people that everything is money. That's not the truth. If you're spiritually controlled by wrong thing, then your life sucks. If you believe that money is everything, and if you believe that you are a materialistic person, then money become your God. Then you worship money. And once you have that power, once you have that money, the billions of money, then you will understand that why I am not happy. We have lots of billionaires with lots of money. They're not happy. Why? Because their souls were not controlled in a good hand. Let me give you a specific example. We have Andrew Tate. He tried to make a webcam using females to attract males to make money. In that time, he thought money is everything. He was a materialistic person. And when he became billionaire, boom, he understand that money is nothing. And then he started to read about his religion, which was Christianity at that time. And now he's Muslim. So always you should know that your spiritually, your soul should be controlled by a power which is true. I mean, your soul should be controlled by God. Doesn't matter if you're Christian, if you're Jew, if you're Muslim, at least you should have a religion, to have a good soul, to control that soul spiritually. Like you should search that in America, the people which are in industry of music and in industry of movies, most of them are depressed. Many of them are killed themselves, and many of them are suicidal thinkers. Why? They have money, they have popularity, most of people know them, yet they are unhappy. Why?
What's the problem?
The problem is that their soul are controlled by evil. So you should understand that religion play a very critical role in controlling souls. And after souls, there is mental health. There is brain. You should understand who control your brain. Media? If media is controlling your brain, you are not enjoying your life, my friend. If you are listening to Paris Morgan every night, then your brain is not productive enough. I believe we should leave politics to politicians. We should enjoy our life with our family, with our children. So that's why you should understand that the people which you are interacting with, which you are talking with, are actually the people that are controlling your brain. So if you have a friend who is alcoholic and he is always talking rubbish, then don't think that your brain is controlled by good personality or by good people. Then you should leave that person and you should be with a person who is high value man. Thirdly, it is physical control. If you are not paying attention to your physique, then your physique is weak, and if your physique is weak, your brain is also weak. So these are three things that are always under control. But you should ask yourself that who controls your soul, who controls your brain, and who controls your body.
Thank you, Dr. Shekib. I agree with you. Can we skip control program 3?
Yeah, for sure we can skip matrix or system or Illuminati, whatever you want to call it. I don't give a damn. For example, if you're a man who is always watching TikTok and you see girls dancing in that TikTok, then your brain is controlled by TikTok algorithm. Then you're not a free man of your will. You're a puppet of TikTok. Now, do you want to change that? Yes or no? If you want to change that, instead of watching TikTok, you should read books. You should research. Now, that's another control. Books are controlling you, but books are better than TikTok. And once you're reading books, you know more. So you will trying to understand the reality of world. And now you're trying to sit with most popular people which are researchers. So now your friends are researcher. Then you become a researcher. So now your brain is in a good place. But image, if you're watching TikTok and you're watching things that motivate you to do rape, and now you're trying to go to discotheque, drink wine, have a chick and do a one-night stand, and you find people around you that are always doing one-night stands, drinking wine, having no specific goals in their life, then your brain is under control of people which are working for evil, and your brain is in a wrong way. Same time, you should ask your soul. If you're praying to God, then your soul is in good hand. Doesn't matter if you're Christian, Jew, or Muslim. But if you're not praying at all, if you're not talking to your God, to your Creator, then your brain and your soul is controlled by evil, and you have to change that. If you're not doing exercise every day, if you don't have a good relationship with your family, if you're not a good researcher, so you cannot escape the matrix or the system.
Thank you very much.
You're welcome.